when it comes to making money, a lot of people love to think about starting a business. And starting a business is a very ideal thing to think about, especially when you think of making the kind of money that you want to make a whole lot more. But sometimes people, when they think about starting a business, they are faced with a lot of challenges. The one being the most prominent challenge that they face is the lack of capital to start their businesses, because a business venture usually requires quite a lot of capital to start. And more often than not, when people don't have that capital to start, they tend to slow down on their dreams of starting a business. And because of that, some don't eventually start at all, or some just look for other means, other things they could do, but not business. But in this video, I'm going to show you 7 profitable businesses that you can start with little or no capital. Yes, you heard that right, with little or no capital. And these are business ideas you can start right now. And in a couple of days, you'll be seeing a lot of profits. Okay, so these are very profitable business ideas that you can do yourself, right? Because it requires very little or no capital. So let's get right into it. So 7 profitable business ideas to start with little or no capital. The first on the list here is a real estate agent, right? Now, you understand that among the very basic needs of man is food, clothing, and shelter. So when we talk about shelter, people usually must live in homes or houses. So be shelter being one of the basic needs of man, you'll find out that a lot of people who are always looking for houses, either to buy or to rent, as the case may be, or depending on their financial capacity. Now, what you can do is just to be a middleman, connecting the buyer to the seller. All right, in case someone wants to buy a property, and then you know of a seller of a property, and you know of someone who wants to buy, what you have to do is just to connect them as a real estate agent, and you will earn a very decent commission for that. I know a lot of people who just do this as their full-time business, right? And this business costs nothing to start. It's just for you to be out there and let people know that you have properties for sale. All right, and then someone contacts you, and when they contact you, maybe they've seen your advert, say online, on social media, or whatever platform you choose to advertise. And once they see that advert, they contact you, and then they come for an inspection of the property. And if it's something that they like, they go ahead and make a purchase. And once a purchase is made, you earn a commission from that. Okay, so being a real estate agent is one of the easiest ways to start a business with zero capital. All you need to do is just to put out the word out there to your friends, family, colleagues. All right, or you have to join some real estate agents associations or groups, whatever the case may be, but just be out there, and tell people that you are an agent for properties and houses and all of that, and people will now get to contact you, especially when you have houses for sale. So what you have to do is to go out there, meet people, speak to landowners, or if you just see people who are building houses in your locality, you can walk in right there and meet the owner of the property or anyone in charge and tell them that you're going to bring a buyer and you earn a commission for that. So it's as simple as that. And imagine if you sell a property of, say, 5 million naira, and you have a 10% commission for that sale. That means you just earn yourself 500,000 naira. And because real estate is already a high ticket product. Okay, it's a high ticket product, and it sells in hundreds of thousands and millions as well. So when you make such a transaction and you earn money as an agent, your commission is actually very heavy as well. So you can sell a property of 10 million, of 20 million naira, of 30 million, 100 million. The possibilities are limitless, right? So you can jump on this today, and then let the word out. You can even invest a little, if you so choose, on social media advertising to advertise the properties you have for sale. And once you do that, you're going to invite a lot of people, potential clients, and people who want to buy houses. And as long as you build a good reputation and a good brand for yourself as an agent, you'll have a lot of referrals, people giving your contact to other people for similar purchases of property. So this is one thing you can start right away, and you see yourself in no time making a lot of money for yourself. And you can start this with no capital. All right, just start up, look out for houses, properties that are available for sale or for rent, and then be the middleman to connect a buyer to a seller, and then you're good to go in terms of making money. All right, the next on the list is POS business. All right, now this business has radically transformed the way people conduct financial transactions, especially in Nigeria. All right, and right now people hardly go to the banks now to queue up just to conduct financial transactions. It is not out of place to say that in every 3 minutes or 5 minutes walk you take along your locality, you'll find a POS vendor, all right, a person who is conducting POS services in your locality. But then you can start this because people always conduct financial transactions on a daily basis, and this is something that you should leverage on, because you should do a business that people are already that's already in demand, that people are already patronizing. With that way you position yourself well to take your own piece of the cake. All this requires for me to just to buy this machine, the POS machine, all right, and then get a good location, where that there is traffic of people, all right. So you can look around your area, which place or which locality or which area do you have a high traffic of people. Then you can set up a store there, all right, with your table, your umbrella, your POS machine, and then you're good to go. Nothing so exorbitant, all right, for startup. This requires a little startup, and then you could just have also the capital, the little amount you want to start the business with. It can be 50,000 naira, it can be 100,000 naira, depending on what you're able to start with. Okay, so this is something you should look out for, and this business is actually profitable because you're making daily profits. Okay, so no matter how it may come in little amounts, but when you sum it all up, okay, what it gives you at the end of the week or at the end of the month is actually very, very juicy. So I want you to look at this business. If you have the means to get the machine, this POS machine, or you can get a good location, you could pay for the space of the location, and then you have to set up a little amount of money for the transaction itself, to be able to kickstart. Then you're good to go. Go all out and start this business. But you're sure that every day you would make good money. Every day you make something that is very substantial, that when you sum it up at the end of the week or at the end of the month, it's very, very, very amazing. All right, so this is the second business you should consider starting, and this is the right time to start it because it is in great demand. People hardly go to the banks right now, and they will prefer going to a POS vendor to do all their transaction, whether it's depositing of money or transfer or paying of electricity bills, or everything that can be captured within the POS system. You're able to maximize it and make money for yourself doing this business. Next one is to be an Uber driver. Now, it's important for you to pay attention here because I know of people who literally feed their families just by being Uber drivers. Okay, so this is something you should pay attention to. You may not have the means to buy a vehicle. Just in case you may not know what Uber driving means, just in case, it's just a transportation system that has been modernized, and people could book a ride from the comfort of their homes just on the click of a button on an app, and they have a driver come get them to their preferred destination and all of that. Okay, so if you have a good car that's Uber certifies, or any of these transport companies, because there's Uber, there is Bolt, there's Taxify, and whatever company you want to work with. But in case you have a vehicle, or even if you don't have a vehicle, you can look out for persons who have these vehicles that are looking for drivers. And there are people like that. There are people, for them this is a full-time business. So what they do is that they buy these vehicles, all right, and they start looking out for drivers who will drive the vehicles and remit to them a weekly amount for as profit. Okay, so while the drivers drive for the week, they remit some amount of money agreed by both parties to the owner of the vehicle, and then the driver keeps the remaining as his own profit for the week. And trust me, you could make a lot of money. I mean, movement is a very critical aspect of the lives of people. So you could definitely go out in the morning. If you're driving a vehicle, that's by the end of the day you are getting back home with a good amount of money. It is guaranteed. Okay, so when you start this business as an Uber driver, like I said, it may be capital intensive for you to buy the vehicle, but you don't even need to buy a vehicle. All you need to do is look out for people who have already bought these vehicles and are looking for drivers, and just avail yourself. If you have the driving skill, you have your license, avail yourself, and then reach an agreement with the owner of the vehicle to remit a particular amount of money every week, and then you keep the rest to yourself and you're in business. You see, so this requires little or nothing to start. Just be good at driving and then you're good to go. All right, so consider this, and you can go all out and look out for people who have the vehicles that you can start driving, and this would make you a lot of money. I can guarantee you. I know of people who do this even till this very moment, and that's what they use to, feed their families, take care of their bills, because it's actually very lucrative, very, very lucrative. There are people who earn up to like 100,000 naira a week, people even more than that, okay, just by driving, and you're making a lot of money doing all of this. All right, so consider this, and you surely smile to the bank, surely. All right, the next one is freelancing. Okay, so just in case you don't know what freelancing is your ability to offer your skills and services to individuals or brands or companies or businesses without being tied down to a particular employer. So it simply means that you're not working for a particular employer. You don't have a 9 to 5 where you work for a particular employer, but you can serve a variety of clients, individuals, companies, brands, no matter who they are. You can serve them with your skill. Okay, and a good way to start this is to go on platforms like fiverr.com or upwork.com, all right, and list your skills or services. So you could be, for example, a graphics designer, you can be a video editor, you can be a website designer, you can be a programmer, you could be a copywriter. There are a lot of skills that are in demand. Okay, now what you only have to do is that you have the skill, and then you can reach out to these businesses online or offline. Okay, so you can go on Instagram, assuming that you're a graphics designer and you want to design logos for businesses. All you can do is to go on Instagram, for example, and search out for business vendors who sell things online. Okay, now once you just go, you see a lot of them, because there are lots of vendors on Instagram. Send them a DM, you let them see your portfolio of the work you have done before. All right, and once they see it and they see that you're very good and they're satisfied, they can hire you on the spot. You see, so it's freelancing. All that matters here is your skill, the skill you have that will give you an edge. So whether you're a video editor or a video art expert, you can still go to these businesses, send them a DM, tell them that you can create a marketing video for them, and you can even actually create one as a sample and show them. All right, so because people don't care right now about your certificate, they only care about what you can offer. They only care about your skill, and if your skill solves a problem for them, they will gladly hire you and pay you money because of the value that you're giving to them. All right, so what you need to do in essence is look out for business owners, have people you can serve, or even individuals that you can serve with your skill, and meet them wherever they may be, whether they are online or physically offline. Go and meet them and pitch your services to them, and once, of course, they want to know what you've done, so you can show them your portfolio of your skills. And once that is established, you are actually good to go. All right, you're actually good to go, and certainly you'll be hired, and that's the beginning of them, paying you money. And then the beautiful part of it is that you also get referrals from a satisfied customer. So once you've worked with a client and the client is happy with you, the person will happily refer you to their friends, colleagues, and then with that you make more money in the process. All right, so this is how to start. This requires no capital. All it requires is your skill and ability to market yourself, pitch yourself to people online or offline, send direct messages to people and tell them what you do, and then offer your services, and they get you hired. All right, so this is something that people are doing right now and making a lot of money from. I hope you pay attention to that and also take action with it. So the next one is called drop shipping. Now this is an interesting business model. All right, I actually did this a couple of years back. Now what this actually involves is that you meet a seller of a product, a physical product right now, negotiate with the seller that you're going to resell that product to a customer, but then you will add your own profit on top of whatever the seller is selling that product, and the seller would ship the item to the customer but then give you your profit. So let's say, for example, let's say you go to a seller of an item like an iPhone, for example, or anything, all right, an iPhone, and let's say the iPhone costs about 100,000 naira. Okay, that's what the seller is selling that phone. Now you can tell the seller that you're going to sell this phone, or you're going to get a customer who would buy the phone at 120,000 naira. Now what the seller will agree with you is that once you get that customer, the seller would then, and the customer pays for that product, the customer would then send the product to that customer, but then give you your profit of 20,000 naira, which is the agreed sum that you agreed with him to add to the original price. Okay, so what it involves for you is to walk up to any business owner, anybody selling physical products, and negotiate. All right, and these people actually want people who will sell their products for them. So don't think that they will not accept you. They actually want to make sales. So what you have to do is to walk up to them and then tell them that you want to sell the product for them, but this is how much you want to add on top on the product, so that it's you're able to sell it at a bigger profit margin. And once the customer buys a product, the seller will remit your own part of the profits to you, and then everybody's happy. The customer is happy, the seller of the product is happy, and you, the drop shipper, you're also happy. All right, so it's a win-win situation. You just need to be very proactive. So even right now today, you can just walk up from where you are right now, go to any store, any shop, anyone selling products that you think these products are needed by people. Go all out there and negotiate. Okay, once you negotiate with them and reach an agreement with how much you want to sell their products, and then they'll give you the go ahead to go sell, get customers for them, and then they will remit your own profit to you. That is as simple as that already. Okay, as simple as that, and you're making money all the way. All right, and then the next one right now is called drop servicing. In case you've not had this term before, it's just what we discussed earlier in drop shipping, but right now in drop servicing, we are not thinking about physical products right now. We're dealing with services. Okay, that's why it's called drop servicing. And what does this mean? This means that you're able to meet people who offer services, negotiate with them, that you'll be able to get clients for them, but then you would also add your profit on whatever price they're going to sell their services at. So let's say, for example, you meet a graphics designer, or let's say a website designer, okay, and then you tell the website designer that you're going to get him or her a client who would want to design a website. All right, and let's assume that the website designer is designing a website at, say, 200,000 naira, for example. So you tell the designer that you're going to get a client, and the amount you're going to sell the service is at 250,000 naira, meaning the extra 50,000 naira is the profit of the drop servicer. All right, the person who is getting the client. So once you agree with this service provider, the website designer, about how much both of you agree upon, and then you go out there, look out for people. Remember, these services are in demand. People need websites for their businesses, need logos for their brands. Okay, people need videos for their advertising. So just look out for these services that are in need, are hot in demand, and negotiate with a provider of this service and on how much you could add extra as your profit, and then go get the customers and you will get your commission. You see, all of this, you could see you can start it without any capital. You can just do, all it requires is your negotiation skill. Meet any service provider and discuss with them, and because you know that their services are actually in demand, there are a lot of people, even in your Facebook list, in your WhatsApp list, people who also need these services, but you don't know who they can trust or who they can go to. But then you're there as a middleman to direct them to the appropriate place they can get that service rendered for them, and you make money in the process. So making money is actually not difficult. It's all about solving a problem, meeting a need, and then you make money as well. Okay, so that's drop servicing, being a middleman between a service provider and a particular client, and then you get a good amount of money from there as your profit for negotiating that transaction. All right, so that's basically how it happens as a drop service provider. The last but not the least is social media management. Okay, now social media management is one very lucrative business venture you can go into. All right, and there are a lot of people who are now online, or who have taken their businesses online, because they know that the online space is where majority of their customers are, and now they need to maintain active social media accounts so that their customers can see them, and because they're active online, it builds trust and credibility in the eyes of their potential customers. So what you have to do as a social media manager is to meet businesses or brands who are not active with a social media account and offer to manage their social media account so that it becomes very active, and with that you build a following for them, and that will in turn attract customers to the business. So you can go to businesses offline or as well online. You can go on Instagram. You find a lot of businesses on Instagram who don't have active Instagram accounts or Facebook accounts, and just do well to negotiate with them on how how you're able to manage their social media and build their social media profile to be very robust, and then that will now attract followers, customers, clients for them, and they will happily pay you for that, because most of them may be very busy, not having the time to post regularly or create content for their social media handles. And that's where you come in. You go in there and create very top-notch, high quality content for their social media accounts, and by so doing you're able to create and a very robust social media presence for them, and make their accounts to be active online, which will attract their potential customers to them and see them as credible and reliable, and they will pay you. These brands will pay you for that service. You see that? So, and this requires little, fine, it requires no capital, because you're already on social media yourself, you're already on your phone, you have social media accounts, you're already browsing with your phone. So why not convert that your attention on social media to a money-making venture for you by managing other people's social media accounts? And certainly people will pay you for this. So like I said, all of these businesses require little or no capital. You're able to start them on the go, and once you build a reputation over time, the amount of money you can make is endless. People will keep referring you and calling you over and over and over again, because the quality of your work speaks for you. All right, so I hope you learned a thing or two from this video. If you got some value from this video, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, like the video, share, and leave a comment in the comment section. I want to know, which of these business models do you want to start? Please tell me in the comment section. I want to hear about it in the comment section. Just tell me, which of them do you feel comfortable going with and starting, and we could talk about that in the comment section. All right, so until I see you in the next video, keep winning and keep making money.